What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're talking Gen V Episode 7, Heck Week. It's not actually Heck Week. I just didn't want to swear this early in the video. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, comma Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Keith, I am fan-freaking-tastic. I had my talk with Feige last weekend, right? That's what I was talking about. And we hammered some stuff out. Now we dive back into this show, and I think it made me do a retrospective. I guess we'll get into that into a minute. Get into that in a minute. I can't believe I messed that up. But it made me do a retrospective on the show, and thought, well, I have some thoughts. Doug, how are you doing?
Is this a new thing we're doing? Dave's Corner, where he talks.
Dave's Corner. Dave's Corner.
You're like, I have some thoughts. And be like,
Okay. Set me up again.
So, Doug, how are you doing tonight?
Well, Dave, let me tell you, I'm doing all right.
Not outstanding today?
That's a lot of hype.
That's right. I forgot my line. I am outstanding. I took the day off because I had a doctor's appointment, and you know what? Honestly, I never know like how long this is going to be. You know, you sit in the waiting room for like an hour before the doctor bothers to come in. So, well, I mean, that's at least my experience. I don't know if anyone else ever dealt with that, but yeah, took the day. Well, tried to take the day off. Sorry, still got bombarded by work stuff. And then I don't know if you gentlemen noticed, but it was Comic Book and Hair Day.
I thought you had gotten your hair cut. I was like, looking pretty sure.
Hey,
Did you pick up anything good
In fact,
today?
I actually got several of my hairs cut.
Yeah, it was the same price.
But
Did you pick up anything good at State of Comics?
oh my gosh, I did. And guys, I left it upstairs. I meant to bring it down so I could show you. Okay. Do you remember what I wanted back when X-Men, the animated series, came back out? X-Men 97? I wanted a return of Spider-Man from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Guess what is out now in comics?
The carry-on thing.
Yes, they've continued the story in comics. They only have 2 issues out right now, but I picked them up, and I can't wait to flip through them.
That is fantastic. I've been waiting for them to drop on Marvel Unlimited.
Oh, really? Okay.
They come out like...
Yeah, I had no idea they were even coming out, so very exciting. But Keith, sir, how are you doing?
Well, gentlemen, I am tremendous. Always a good day when you hear about people picking up comics. Always a good day when we're talking Gen V, even if it wasn't the greatest episode of all time. But it's always just great talking to you two fine gentlemen. So should we talk...
Did you hear about Ace Frehley today? Yeah.
He passed, yes. So I was not at this concert, but a friend of mine was, and I guess he was playing somewhere near Kalamazoo. And right before he was giving a guitar solo, he said, "Sounds like you guys need a guitar lesson." And then he went into his guitar solo and, just filled the arena with sweet, guitar licks.
Oh. That's awesome.
So he wasn't drunk that night.
He was.
Very drunk. So it was more like he stumbled out and said, "Oh, you just need a guitar lesson."
He was a functioning alcoholic.
Okay, good. So not me. Got it.
Yes. Not any of us. But all right. Let's talk Gen V Episode 7, Hell Week.
Would you say, Keith, that this is the penultimate episode?
If that's how you say that word, then yes, that's what I would say.
I can't read it. I'm tired of trying to read.
No one told me there'd be any reading during tonight's stream. But the episode kicks off. Annabeth has a premonition about her sister being covered in blood. And she wakes up and tries to find her, gets Jordan involved, gets the whole house, or the whole bunker involved, I should say. And they realize that her and Kate have left. and Kate is still trying to get her to fix her powers and fix her, and Marie, I think understandably, is worried if she does fix her, she might use her powers against them all again. So she refuses. And then Jordan and Annabeth and crew get a car, take one of what's his name?
Dan Edgar.
Thank you. Stan Edgar's cars, travel down. They know where they're going. They know they're going to, Godolkin University. So they've taken off in a car, and they're kind of talking about when they discovered their powers a little bit, like how Jordan wanted to hide hers from her dad because of what happened, and Annabeth really didn't tell anybody. I was like, I wonder if anything's going to come of that, or if that's just because this was a short episode.
So I've got a question for you two. Do you think they could only afford Giancarlo Esposito for like one episode?
That's what I was thinking.
Because they're like, hey, we should ask your dad if we
episode.
can borrow his car. Cut to, they're in his car.
Right.
Either that, or he could have been busy and only could, come into town for filming for one day or something. Because he wasn't in it much, you're right.
Yeah. But, I did chuckle a bit when Jordan was talking about, I tried to hide my powers from my dad. And I do remember they did a flashback episode in the first season kind of going over that. But the thing that always surprises me whenever or I don't know if surprises is the right word, but it makes me question if, like, all of the writers understand the lore of the show they're working on. Because every now and again, they'll have these conversations that the characters are having that make it sound like these powers just kind of sporadically appeared, almost like an X-Men thing. Not that they were injected with a liquid, and therefore the parents should have expected powers to happen. And so by Jordan saying, I tried to hide it from my dad, like, no, your parents knew you were going to have powers. I don't know what you were trying to hide.
But he didn't know, or they didn't know, I should say, that their parents knew they were getting powers. Because remember, most of the parents hid it from the kids that they got them injected with Compound V to give them superpowers. So I doubt the parents.
That's right.
I doubt the parents mentioned it to
That's right,
them.
because the whole Compound V thing didn't really come to light until, what was it, season 2 of The Boys, maybe? I don't even know if it came out in season 1, was it?
I don't think it was
No,
one.
I don't think so.
It was either
I
2 or
think
3.
that was a plot point that would make the series longer. That's what I think. So they came up with Compound V rather than have these people just be naturally powered. How many could there be naturally powered? You know what I mean? So there's a way to create them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do wish that was something that they would introduce in the show. I know that they kind of touched on it with Polarity's son being, a Supe that was born with powers rather than be injected with the Compound V. I just wish that there was more of that, like maybe if they would have presented in the show that there was like this first generation of Supes that was given the Compound V, and then other people after that was like, oh, they're kids that are born, and now we don't know what kind of powers they might end up having.
Do we know any other kid that is that way besides Polarity's kid and Homelander's kid?
I don't know. Other people might, not me with my memory.
See, I don't think they've told us any others that have, but you're right. It should. We now have 2 examples of basically kids that got powers because their parents were on Compound V.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they handle that, because it does seem like Gen V and The Boys is all wrapping up, and I don't know if there's going to be. Hopefully, there's something after that, but that would be a unique way to go with non-Compound V heroes. But Jordan's talking about beginning to doubt his relationship with Marie because she takes off and doesn't want. She wants to handle it herself. She forgot.
Such a teenage move.
Yeah, she forgot that teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, she hasn't been in enough work seminars to realize that you need your friends.
Well, gee whiz, why don't we do an icebreaker, everybody? Oh, God.
See, I was thinking about that while I was driving around today. I was like, why is the hero always like, I gotta do this alone? When you could have people there to watch your back. I gotta do this, I gotta handle this myself. And then to me, what you just mentioned was that, like, when she said, I thought we were together, but I don't know now. I was like, that was a waste, like, 3 episodes ago where they really worked on their relationship, and now you just threw it out the window with one phrase. Why? You're setting stuff up. Don't knock it over.
Because, Dave, this is like a common trope that they do in every single TV series and movie that has ever existed, where the problem wouldn't exist if people communicated. We have brought up this same trope in multiple other TV shows. It's like if they would have just talked. Like if Marie would have had a conversation with Jordan prior to just running off, or at least written a note, something explaining, look, here's the deal. I've been training a lot more than you guys. I'm obviously very powerful. I was able to bring my sister back to life from the brink of death. I can make people float with their blood or possibly explode their heads. I got this. Please stay behind. You'll get in my way. I mean, it would have been a short as hell episode, but
it still was.
Yeah, but
true, true.
You know, I also looked at it a little bit that she's starting to believe what Cypher's telling her. You're going to be as powerful as Homelander. You can do, all I need is you. And she's starting to buy into that a little bit. Like, I don't need you guys. I'm Homelander too, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. So that's actually one of the theories that I have for the season finale. I think Marie's essentially going to become like the next what's her name with the blonde hair?
Starlight?
Kate.
No, the kid with the
Kate.
Kate, thank you. I think she's going to be like Kate. Like they even mention in this episode, you don't understand what the Vault machine can do to you. You don't understand, like Polarity mentions it. He's like, you don't understand what they can convince you to do. And I have a feeling that you're right, Keith. I think that somehow Cypher slash, well, we'll get there. I have a feeling she's going to be talked into joining the cause, if you will.
That would be interesting. I could definitely see that happening.
She's already she has that mindset of, I'm more powerful than all of you, like this, I'm going to run off and do this on my own kind of thing,
No, you're right.
You're not my hero.
You are absolutely right, sir.
He said absolutely. Good.
Hey, you know what? For those of you out there that are watching us have never heard what that's all about, anytime we say absolutely, your fellow nerds have to take a drink.
Even if it's in the chat.
If you spend channel points. But let me just say, right after that, Kate and Marie go to Cypher's home. Someone just cashed someone in. Tall Guy 0403 just subscribed to Prime for 37 months. Thank you, Tall Guy.
Wow,
we appreciate
nice.
the support. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Let us know what you thought of Gen V. I'm sure you will here in a few minutes. But they show up at Cypher's home. There's no guards this time. Marie, I think, is questioning Kate a little bit. Like, I thought you said there was guards. Like, was that a lie earlier or whatever? And she can sense a heartbeat in that room with the burned up body. And they go in there and they're kind of looking around. The burned up body is gone. But we find out Polarity is there. And he was looking for Cypher after their battle from last week. And Marie decides to use her powers on him after he explains about Andre.
Well, yeah, also after he has like a massive seizure and is like destroying the whole house.
And remember, Cypher last week said, how often is it happening? Like, he knows exactly what's going on, and it's like contractions when your wife is pregnant. And it's like, when they get within 5 minutes, get to the hospital. He's probably like, if you have these seizures at least once a day, finish your will. Yeah, just...
Now, I've got a question for you, too, because it's more of a nitpicky question. I don't expect a very good answer. But are we just assuming that Marie's bloodbending powers are it's turned into essentially healing magic? Because it seems like now, I mean, we'll definitely get into it later on in the episode because it seems a bit more over the top than it should be.
I agree. I look at it, it's like she's learned to move it, and then all of a sudden she's able to like supercharge the blood to give, it healing powers or something.
Yeah.
And I they haven't fully explained that.
She's also a Jedi. She's a Jedi.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's just like Grogu. Only apparently, I don't know if it's like taken out, out her own life power, but No, like I sort of hand waved with her sister because I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, yeah, I can buy you're able to restructure her cells enough and, seal up a wound, but I don't understand how your ability to move blood can create new blood, and that was the major problem there. Blood loss. That's what you die from. Not like just a really bad cut. You die from the loss of blood. So that part I was just like, okay, whatever. It's a stupid superhero show. I'll whatever. But
Yeah. I was thinking the
they got
same
away
thing
with it
when
once. So they're
she
gonna-
was fixing the burned up guy later, and I'm like, you can
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
create
saying. That
skin
was
and all that other stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
completely regrew hair, skin, everything. Yes, I know. It's
Yeah, and then she lies down in her nosebleeds for 5 minutes and she takes a nap. And you know what? Where else? Who else has done this? Who else has been able to absorb someone else's pain? I didn't think that was part of her deal, that she would absorb their pain, and then heal from it herself. But I think that's part of it. But isn't there another superhero that we know that does that? Is it Rogue? No, she just takes powers, right?
Rogues take powers, yeah.
mm-hmm.
I think it might have been on Hit the Button. I think it might have been on Smallville. I I think it was Chloe at one point. She could just like Jimmy had a knife wound in his hand, she grabbed it and it went to her. Yeah, I think that's what it was, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But that's what I pictured here when all this happened.
I don't think
Like, why
she's.
you
I
know?
think the nosebleed wasn't her feeling the pain. I think the nosebleed was just overusing her powers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took
That's
it.
that's how I interpreted it. Again, I could be wrong. Who knows now that she's, literally magic at this point.
To put it into 90s terms, she's pushing her powers to the max.
Alrighty.
But yeah, it's unlike you two, I didn't when they started doing it, I'm like, okay, she can do that now. I'm not
I should have, but like I said, I did that back with the previous episode, and now I'm just like, oh, come on now. This is
Yeah, you're adding it up. It's piling up a little bit.
Like,
He's
thinking
just like,
about it.
screw it.
She was put under stress and pressure, so
Mhm.
she was able to heal her sister because she had to. It was under the gun,
Yes.
and maybe she learned something while doing it, how to handle this other stuff. It still
Maybe.
has been a leap of like 18 steps. That there could have been some more in between there, but
she
a
had
silly
some really
superhero show.
good training because she did a montage. She had a fucking montage.
that would have
Yeah,
been
it
great.
was
if
a
they did that.
montage.
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
You waited till I set my drink down. You.
I did. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, but they figure out, or they go to they leave the house, they go to his office, he calls them, and he's like, I will give your friends
Amnesty for all.
as long as you show up and keep your training.
Keep your training. Like that's just been his go-to word. And it turns out, I guess she doesn't really need training anymore, huh?
I think I think she's
think she's got it.
maximized her powers. But then we see Sam and Emma arrive at Godolkin, and some of Sam's fraternity brothers he needs to pledge, and
Right. That was weird. I kind of forgot about that plot line since it was like episode 1 or 2 of the season when Seaman showed up.
yeah, the Deep.
Yeah.
What I thought when I saw that was, and I don't want to foreshadow anything, but I'm like,
Foreshadow.
there is an extra character that ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, he was
You
the
don't
red
want to
shirt.
kill the main cast, but this guy's gonna be hanging around. He's
When-
wearing the red shirt, Star Trek.
When Cypher's
Dave-
plan comes into fruition next, I'm looking forward to this guy getting it. Because he's like sucking all the beer out of a keg up his butt, hiding pledges up there. He needs to go. He might be a nice guy, but he needs to go. That
Now,
one I won't
Dave,
frown upon.
You mentioned that the one guy wouldn't be hanging around, but I beg to differ. We'll have to talk about that later on.
Okay. We got a spin-off show coming there, Doug.
Well, something got spun off.
So
Oh man.
Marie figures out that Cypher is at the training center. So they go there and ends up both Sam and Emma and Jordan and Annabeth kind of show up there. Kate is like, heal me. Oh no, she's like, I'll heal you if you get them to go away. She's like, I won't do it. I won't use my powers against them. First I thought, is that a test?
That's what I thought too, because it seems so out of character. She was literally saying, I'm not going to give you your powers back. I'm not going to heal you because, I don't trust you. You might use your powers. And then, like, flipping a coin, she's like, by the way, use your powers on them. Tell them to go away. It's like, you just said like an hour ago.
Well, in what you said earlier, this scene has made me kind of think that also. When I watched it, I'm like, she talks about not trusting Kate for using her powers against them. And then what does she do against all of her friends when they come to help her? Picks them all up, weakens them, so she can do this alone. And I was like, you're doing the exact same thing that you didn't want Kate do to all of you. You're doing it. Open your eyes, Marie. I don't care if you're Homelander Jr.
That's why, I have that theory. I don't think she's going to stay good for very long.
I believe it 100% now. Unless Jordan, smacks her around or something next episode, or Annabeth talks to her. But
Homelander might come down and be like, no, see, you're better than all of them. Yeah, you're right, Homelander, I am. Great, you should go blow up all their heads. Okay. And get me some milk. Huh?
We have room in the 7 for you if you'd like to join. And the Deep's like, what? There's 7 of us. And then Homelander just beats them up.
You'd be like, what are you still doing here? Didn't I kill you?
But she ends up going in with Polarity. She sends Polarity to deal with Cypher. She is going to find the burned body. She finds the burned body. She heals him up. She believes that they do believe it's Thomas Godolkin, which we do find out for sure it is, which we theorized about weeks ago that it was. But it is Thomas Godolkin. And, a lot of people are like, we're talking a line, whoa, that was a crazy twist. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they showed us Thomas Godolkin in a flashback burning up in a fire. They didn't show anybody else. They didn't do a great job of hiding this.
No, like I told you guys in our Slack chat, I'm like, yeah, we called this like episode 3, I'm pretty sure.
And that's what I was saying about doing a retrospective, thinking back on they really wanted to seem clever with this reveal here. But I felt like, that show, go ahead and hit the button, where Rick and Morty say, we're way ahead of the reveal here. Let's just get us to King Jerry or whatever his name is. Yeah, we already knew, and you didn't hide it very well. And Doug even said that the guy was going to be like somebody who worked at Dairy Queen or something, and he was. And the guy he was controlling.
I believe his name was Doug Brightbill. He didn't work at
I've
Dairy
got something
Queen.
about that in a minute, okay?
But
Doug's got more.
but we do see Polarity fighting against Cypher, or fighting against Godolkin. And he's controlling the other Supes that are in there and kind of not knowing which one's there.
Okay. See, this is why, on one hand, I don't agree with what Marie did, but on the other hand, she was right. She was right, because Polarity, or Cypher, Godolkin, even said that he had figured out Polarity's powers by this point. He explained it to him. He went into supervillain mode, and he's like, yes, it's you're using your magnetic powers to boot me out of and everything. And so he's like, he's got it all figured out, and now he knows how to defend against it. And wouldn't you know it, he's got one of the strongest Supes literally in the room there that he can control, and it's like zero thought process. I get that they're teenagers, but come on, my God.
Yeah. Well, Jordan was the only one to know that he could control minds in there. But you're right. As soon as it happened, they should have ran out of there or done something but they didn't know his power set.
They were fodder for him.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if this was the boys, there's obviously different writing crews. If this was the boys, they would have went straight for the blood and guts. You know what I mean? There would be no hesitation there.
Yeah. I did expect someone to get killed, and I thought it was going to be Emma's new beau. because I'm like,
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, we didn't even bring that up. The whole
Right,
jealousy
fly.
subplot.
He's kind of has the least screen time, and she's kind of
Mhm.
liking him. I'm like, okay, he's gonna die here, but
I
no
forgot
one
he
did die.
existed. That's so like when he flew down and she ran and hugged him, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, who is this guy? Did they have a connection at some point? I'm like, I think I vaguely remember her hooking up with someone, but I don't know.
Remember, she met him. It was her buddy's brother,
The
and then
rat tail girl and
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it wasn't a huge plot, but it was kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this is as good of a job as they have done writing this season. I think this season has been a little tighter than season one.
I
A
agree.
little bit's coming unraveled now.
A little bit.
It's still not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. But I think, I mean, doing a good twist and hinting at it prior, like I always think of one of the best ones was Game of Thrones with Jon Snow, finding out he is a Targaryen and basically is the child of a Targaryen and a Stark. And, everyone always, it was always hinted at. Ned Stark would never do that to his wife, have a child, a bastard child. But of course, he swore to his sister he would protect it because he knows if they found out. And you reread those books and you figure out, you're like, wow, it was all there. But it doesn't,
Yeah,
like this.
that's clever when you put it that way.
They subtly hinted at it throughout all the books, but didn't throw it in your face. This show, for lack of a better term, threw it in our face. It didn't take much for us to figure out that was Thomas Godolkin. And if that was really like a huge twist, they did a poor job of hiding it.
It reminds me of, go ahead and get ready to hit the button. It reminds me of the Acolyte. Wait, do you not have a button for that?
It's a toilet flushing.
but seriously, it reminded me of that. That was the first thing that popped in my head was, it was the reveal of you really didn't know it was me. It's like no we did we knew it was you. It wasn't a big secret. This is not the twist you thought it was.
Yeah, it's hard to pull that off. It's hard to pull off a good twist that people don't see coming when the clues are there. I always think too,
Yeah.
one of the best ones ever in cinema was The Sixth Sense.
I was literally just thinking that. Yes. Because I watched that last weekend, decided to turn it on. And yes, because when you look at all of the signs and sorry, spoilers for a movie that I think came out in 1999 or something like
Oh,
that.
before that, yeah.
Before that, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, spoilers for that. Yeah, it turns out Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time, and they've got these tiny little things that blink and you miss it. They don't outwardly say it, like the little things that would make you realize that he is in fact a ghost. You don't get it until the end of the movie. And you're like, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, they didn't even attempt to be subtle about it in this show.
Yeah. In The Sixth Sense, it's subtle. No living people ever talk to Bruce Willis or acknowledge his presence. Little things like that, where this was, here, guys, look at this right here. It might mean something later. Oh,
And
so
now-
Wait, hold on.
Burn guy.
Hang on.
Yeah, we watch for that now. I know we've mentioned that in a couple of shows that is he talking to anybody else? I think we said that for someone on the Penguin, I think. And we were like, one of the characters is not talking to anybody but the main character. So is that person real? That's what the Sixth Sense did to people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we do when we watch, we pay attention to all the little things because we know we're going to talk about it and we want to have something important to say.
It's
But I
almost
don't
like
think it
it's our job.
Yeah. I don't think it was just us that figured that out.
No.
And while they didn't do a poor job with it, they could have done a much better job with it. It would have been a bigger surprise. I would have loved it if I would have been like, holy cow, you kidding me? And have to go back and watch the first 6 episodes again to see what clues we might have missed. But they didn't really do that. But they end up, as soon as Godolkin is cured, he drops Doug Brightbill. He stops possessing him. And, they're about to kill him. And he finally says, he's out of my head. I don't want to die now. I'm finally free. And
I just got fired from Blockbuster.
Because he was still there. Like they mentioned earlier in the series, he's still there. He's like in the back seat, but he's watching. He can see the whole thing. So he still knows what happened.
Who who was in Godolkin's burnt body this whole time? Was it also just, was he just beating himself and like talking to himself? Like I never understood that.
Yes, yes.
I
Because when he got
think
suicidal, he thought maybe it wasn't going to work out, and he started slapping himself in the face with
He's gonna
obvious.
bash his own head in with an extinguisher.
he
Yeah,
didn't
he
believe
was done.
he didn't believe Sister Sage when she was like, Marie will come back to be the hero. And don't worry, because you saw how he was like, Sage was right. She did come back to do it. And it was funny because at first I'm like, okay, this is exactly how he wants it to play out. They're upstairs with him, with Doug, not you, Doug, but Doug Brightbill, and she's downstairs healing him. And that's the exact thing they want to happen, which has kind of been how Cypher has been all season. He's always one step ahead. But then he was kind of acting like, wait, where's Marie? And I'm like, you should know where she is because that should have been your plan. But maybe he was surprised because he started doubting Sage.
Maybe he's not really as smart as we thought. Maybe everything that he claimed to know, this was all Sister Sage.
That
Think
was
I ever
kind of
thought
hinted at.
smart. I thought maybe he could get into people's heads and see what they were gonna do next. But I didn't. I don't. Never thought he would like putting stuff together and moving chess pieces ahead of time. I think he was reading their mind.
I think he was part reading her mind, but I think a lot of it was Sister Sage with her
Yeah.
ability to predict probabilities and how people will behave. Because she showed that in the last season of The Boys, and she's definitely showed it early on in this. What's up, buddy?
That's so surprising.
It is surprising. So, it'll be interesting to see if Sister Sage shows up in the next episode, because obviously Godolkin is free. I think one of my favorite parts of this entire episode was when he went up to the pledge that Sam was supposed to be walking around, and they both like have the same diaper on. And he's like,
Aren't you a
"Kinda
little old to be a
pledge?"
pledge?
I was like, okay, that's funny. And then of course we see the beginnings of his master plan, which we know he told Polarity last. He's gonna murder all the weak Supes, anyone with a terrible power. He's going to take out.
But again, so I know that we've already talked to this to death, but the whole process of Marie healing him was, you really have to suspend disbelief. You really, really have to do that. I get that this is already a crazy show, the people with superpowers. Okay, but I mean, to go from I can move blood around to I can literally heal human skin entirely, grow hair and fingernails back, and reverse essentially aging. It's like, I don't think blood alone can do that.
No, they really went from point A to point double Z with that. Like,
Now, had this been the boys' writing room, the first thing he would have done is looked in his diaper and said, "Oh, thank God my dick is back."
You know what I was thinking too? Like you say, they got from point A to point Z really quick. I was thinking, remember in the beginning of the show when they're all wearing still what they had at Stan Edgar's house, their nighttime wear.
Yeah.
And she's walking. She's like, the first thing we got to do is change. And I'm like, what did they do? Because the next scene, I'm like, did they skip a scene? Because did they go to the spa? Because all of a sudden she had this really long hair, it was done up, and then the other one had, she just took off the hat, right? But her hair was perfectly straight, and they were wearing these brand new outfits. I'm like, where did they go? Did they skip a scene? What happened?
they didn't have enough time to add that scene in. It'll be a part of the deleted
Right.
scenes.
They didn't have. This is already a really long episode, Dave. Okay.
Yeah, 34 minutes. Woo! You barely sit all the way through it.
And with how much Marie's powers have evolved, like, I didn't think we were going to see her take on anybody in the season finale. They've almost boosted her up by this point that she could probably take on Homelander at this point. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know, because I keep thinking Sister Sage's master plan, we're going to hear about it next week, and she's going to be like, see, Thomas, I told you this was all going to work out. Now she's going to come here, and this is what we got to do, and then she'll basically be on our side. I do think you're right. She's going to, I don't want to say trick her, but convince her to kind of join with Vought and possibly the Seven. Persuade, thank you. Yes.
Oh yeah, I definitely saw that happening too. But you know what I think is going to end up another potential what's next. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like Godolkin is just using Sister Sage for the time being. Uh, because it seems like they've got somewhat similar plans, but different. Sister Sage only seems to want to get rid of humans. That's like her big thing. She doesn't like humans at all. It's all part of her backstory. She wants to kill all of them. But Godolkin wants to not just remove all humans, he wants to eliminate all of the Supes that he deems as weak. I don't know that Sister Sage would be about that plan.
I could see that because I keep thinking, because earlier in the show, he was kind of spewing Sister Sage's get rid of humans type thing that we saw in the last season of The Boys. It's kind of Supes versus human is coming to a head.
Exactly, yeah.
And he wants to kill all the foot soldiers. He wants to kill the Cobra soldiers
Yeah.
that'll be running into the fight ahead of Cobra Commander and Serpentor and everything. So I'm like, that really doesn't make sense. And I do think Sister Sage isn't going to be happy with this. Even
She's much smarter than that.
Yeah, even a guy who can just turn his feet into hands could be useful.
Yes.
But he's stuck on that Odessa thing. He's like so obsessed with his own, experiments and what he's been able to accomplish with Odessa, because we know the only two that have ever lived is Marie and Homelander, and they are now looking like the two most powerful Supes out there. It'll be interesting what we get in this final episode, because I can't imagine we're going to see Homelander again. He did make that cameo at the end of last season. I think we're going to see Godolkin trying to kill a bunch of students on campus or manipulate some way to kill off all the, low-level ones quickly, and the Guardians of Godolkin, for lack of a better term, will stop him. And then we'll see the story continue in The Boys season 5.
I was gonna say, did they make an announcement or say at any point that the events of the show lead into The Boys? No,
They did not.
I bet they didn't do that because just in case people aren't watching this show. But that would be very cool if it did.
It'd be a nice way to kind of wrap up the show. We know The Boys is ending after next season. I think we all are assuming Gen V won't get another season unless it's a whole new class of people. It'll be like, has there ever been a show like where new students come in and old students graduate? I can't think of one. But
What about 90210?
the same kids were on in 90210. This is my 8th year of high school, man. I'm Luke Perry. I'm 35.
35.
But it seems to me, I don't know if you guys feel differently, like this is the last season of Gen V.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else they're going to do
there.
with it unless we get like such an explosive cliffhanger finale, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think-
I feel like they did in a way set up The Boys because I think
Yeah,
Stan Edgar will be in Boys season 5.
I agree because it seems like he's plotting to overthrow Homelander to take back Vought.
And
Yeah.
remember, one of the big things that he gleaned last episode was that Thomas Godolkin is alive. You know that Stan
Yes.
Edgar is making plans about how to use him or do something with him, because he even said Godolkin could be the key to stopping Homelander. And it may be, as crazy as Godolkin is, he will be the one that stops Homelander, even though he is, completely batshit crazy and thinks he got to kill all the weak Supes. But they may be able to use him to stop Homelander, and then have to fight him or something.
I could almost see Homelander even scoffing at Godolkin about this. Like, Homelander has in the past, he has killed other Supes, especially anyone that annoys him or doesn't do something or does something that he doesn't like. Like, was the one where he clapped his hands and blew up the one guy's eardrums or whatever.
Yeah, their version of Daredevil. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
It was like Blind Spot or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, we know that he's capable of doing that, but I I don't know. I struggle to see Homelander actually going on a crusade to eliminate all weak Supes.
but I don't think Homelander would do that because his whole goal right now is Supes over humans.
Exactly, right. That's what I'm saying.
But
don't
I
see him
could see him going against Godolkin because
Yes.
Godolkin is the one who created him and Marie, the two most powerful. He doesn't want anyone else having that power level because then his ability to lead is lessened because he doesn't lead
Yeah.
because he's a natural born
No
leader.
one,
He leads out of fear that he's going to murder
Yes.
you.
no one should be able to challenge him.
Yep.
In fact, like if you remember that one scene from last season of The Boys where he went back to the place where they were training him, he went and he confronted all those doctors and locked them up in the room, where they set it on fire and everything like that. A couple of them were just like, "Look, you're going to kill us anyway. We don't care," and like he wasn't getting the reaction that he wanted out of them.
He brought him a whale cake. He brought him a fudgy cake, Doug.
He brought
They
a
should
fudgy
have
whale
done what he wanted to. I mean, I'm sorry. Someone brings me a fudgy cake, I'm gonna help him. You.
Well, can I at least finish the cake before you burn me alive?
Can I just have one
That'd be
more
messed
piece?
up. He takes control of Homelander. Godolkin does, and he starts acting intelligently, and nobody notices.
Nobody knows. Oh God.
You just see him.
So,
He's like nice to the deep, and then he makes a good decision about something, and people are like,
yeah,
Oh shit, that's not Homelander.
"What's going
who
on
is
with
this
him?"
guy? He's like, I gotta go meet Butcher, and he's like, oh yeah, let's go meet him. Let's go hang out with Butcher. And it's like, what?
Butcher's got powers now. He's cool. What did you just say?
Oh. Yeah, and they're not weak powers either, so I like him. Hold up.
He's just Homelander's walking by singing like Billy Joel.
Oh God. Now the one thing that I will say about that I don't know. I'm not sure what power level Newman was at, but I remember when she tried to control the blood in him, it didn't work. And so I think maybe Marie could take him, but I don't know if Godolkin could. I don't know what his power level is. I don't know if I really don't know if he's Omega level or not. Like, I mean, I know that he was able to, control someone and then through that person control other people, but I don't know. I almost feel like he may be weaker than Marie.
He definitely wants Marie to help. So I agree. His actions tend to say that he considers himself weaker than Marie.
Yeah.
So,
So I wonder if he would even be able to control Homelander.
it would be interesting to see how they handle that because it's not like they've made Homelander be like this highly intelligent.
Oh no,
You know,
he's not.
Supe.
He's just very strong.
Yes. So I don't know what's going to happen. But the only other thing that I keep thinking about is Annabeth's little prophecy.
Oh yeah. Covered in blood and everything.
Is that going to be her sacrificing herself to maybe stop Godolkin and or Homelander? Is that we know how prophecies work. They're never as they seem. Is this going to be her saving the day and just passing out and then getting up
Or
afterwards?
alternative, it's going to be her talked into helping Godolkin, and then Jordan or whatever, somebody has to kill her in order to stop her from completing the master plan.
I would have a hard time believing that Marie is all of a sudden someone who is willing to murder all of the weak Supes on campus. So I would think Godolkin would have to control her, understand how to
Oh
use her
yeah, I
powers
could see that
high
happening
enough,
too.
and not knowing when to stop, and almost being like, I'm going to use your powers as much as I can to kill as many weak Supes as I can all at once, and if you die in the process, that's something I'm willing to do.
Oh, Keith.
I thought they
What?
determined that he couldn't control her because of her control of blood.
Well, now that he's in his own cured body, he may be stronger.
She
But
would
I
have
just
to.
thought of something. So I know that I keep bringing up Newman, and I know they're two different characters and everything, but we know that Newman could. We saw her head pop like that entire congressional building or whatever.
Oh, Newman.
What if? What if Godolkin? What if you're right, Keith? What if Godolkin takes control of her, and then has her like pop everybody on campus at the same time, like instantaneously?
Yeah. Very well could happen. As long as he knows how to use her powers in that way. And if he's ever dealt with, what's her name? Maybe he's taken her over or understands how the powers work. Because he's a smart guy. He's like almost Mr. Sinister from the X-Men. Like we kind of talked about Cypher being, and obviously that was Godolkin. He knows all about this stuff. He's the one who created the super Supes. So he may know enough to take over, to be able to take over Marie, and her not know the proper way to fight him off. Now maybe polarity can help, or maybe something else, but
All right, well, if he's our Mr. Sinister stand-in, then I'm gonna need them to give us our Goblin Queen stand-in.
yeah, we need it.
We really, really need it. I need this, you guys. You don't understand. I need it so bad.
She'll be ruling Limbo and come back to, fight on the streets against the Seven.
Who would your actress for the Goblin Queen be?
Oh man. Good question. I don't know. It wouldn't have to, it couldn't I don't think it could be anybody famous.
No. We got to do what anyone in Hollywood. Sydney Sweeney. She's the hot
Yep,
actor.
there we go.
There we go.
Gotta be. Yep. She's got great genes after all.
Oh, dear God.
Denim. Just a lot of denim. That's all it is.
But it would almost seem, too, if it is Marie, if she sacrifices herself to stop Godolkin's master plan at the end of this season, that may be Sage's master plan after all, because if she's the only one who can take on Homelander, and she ends up taking her out, then they're going to be on top come the next season of The Boys. It'd be sad if they took her out, though. But if she sacrificed herself trying to save a bunch of Supes, maybe those weak-powered Supes find a way to stop Homelander.
I almost
honor of her.
wonder. I'm starting to wonder if she will make it. Because if we keep her alive, we keep Marie alive, and then we move into The Boys, I mean, problem solved, right? Like, that her being as strong as she is wraps a lot of things up very easily, very quickly.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Think she'll be on The Boys this season?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it would work. I think they're going to have to kill her off or disable her in some way.
If she lives, she might, but I'm kind of with Doug.
I think she's
the more I think
just
about
too
it,
overpowered at this point.
Yep.
But we don't know the extent of her powers. They just keep saying how powerful she is. We don't know what else she can do.
She literally healed a burn victim from the 80s.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me see, checks my notes. She can do anything.
Right, yeah. She has magic.
What
now.
else? She can't fly.
That'll be next.
Does she know Kung Fu? Can she beat up
She's going to fart blood and fly with that like a jetpack.
We don't know. We could have seen just a fraction of what her skills are.
What she does in the final episode, I hate to say it, I've already seen it. I'm sorry they sent me an advance copy. And she starts just taking a bunch of these weak Supes and putting them together to make a giant
Blood ball.
It's like the Constructicons from the Transformers when they all connect and become a bigger Transformer.
Oh.
She can do that? How do we know?
I know.
Did they show her with like a Lego set earlier? That would have been funny.
It's just a giant heaping hulk of like naked Supes all fused together. It's a kaiju.
It's a giant human kaiju.
I just needed a hobby. I was bored.
Though.
Women going through stressful times, they need an outlet. I needed to do
Oh man. Well, I don't know if you guys have any more theories about the finale. I kind of talked about all mine. Anything else to talk about this episode, or do you feel it's time to rate episode 7 of the second season of Gen V?
Yeah, let's rate it.
Let's rate the pentultimate episode.
The pentultimate.
Pentultimate. I said it.
I'm putting an extra emphasis on the syllable.
He's learning every day. It's like, did you have the day of the word of the day toilet paper, and then
Oh, okay. All right. Evil
Pentultimate.
theory, real quick before we
yeah.
rate evil theory.
oh, okay, here we go.
Okay. It's going to be revealed that this was all the precognition in Anne Marie's head the entire time. We're
Oh,
going to flash back to
no.
when she's a kid.
Oh my god.
It was all a dream.
By the
This
way,
is Dallas.
it's funny you say that because I was online the other day, possibly Twitter. I don't remember. It was Twitter or Threads or one of those. And one of these scoopers said that Stranger Things, the final season, is going to end. That none of it happened. It was just the boys' D&D game. And I was going to respond and say, that makes no sense, because if it was just a D&D game, it would all be D&D monsters. It wouldn't be in their world. It wouldn't be their friends who never played D&D getting involved also. That's terrible. And if that is how it ends, if he has some in and that's how it ends, we march at dawn, boys.
That would be
Like
the dumbest ending ever.
Like a Jumanji thing,
Yeah.
where they're actually playing the game. Oh my god, if that's really what they're gonna do, that's a big thumbs up. That's a big middle finger to all
of the
fans.
executives at Netflix patting each other in the back like, oh my god, we're geniuses.
We had to
Hey,
spend
why is our building on fire?
we had to spend an extra $17 million to anti-age to kids to look like they did in the first season playing
Look like
D&D.
kids again.
So worth it. No one's going to see this twist coming.
I heard it cost $60 million an episode to do this last season.
It did?
That's what I read.
Holy molies.
I did
With
see
the
it,
length of each show, it's not hard to believe.
and I don't know how true. Yeah, it's. I could see that happening with the escalating salaries of all the actors and wanting to do this right. I read that the Duffer Brothers wanted the final episode to be in theaters so everyone could watch, like people could watch it together, and Netflix told them no. Probably because it would cut down massively on their minutes watched.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But all right, back to the rating. We got
Back to Gen V.
sidetracked. Gen V, episode 7, Hell Week. Dave, go.
Yeah, it was a very short episode, and maybe that was a good thing because I felt the whole thing, as we discussed throughout the show, I felt the whole thing was kind of a filler episode. There was a few things that stuck out to me that were a little bit, I don't know if it's the editing or just like how I said, maybe there was a missing scene when they all got showered up and then got, all dolled up for the next scene. And that was like the theme of the show. It seemed like, when they went back to the campus, that was kind of cool because they're putting a plan together. But a lot of it just seemed like filler. Like they were just explaining, all right, this is going to be the buffer between the last episode and this next episode. Not like they had a whole episode to put in between, but they did have to cover a few things. That's what it kind of felt like. So like I said, with that romance that they did a few episodes ago, and they spent a lot of time on the episode like it was going to be important, and then just to throw it out the window with a comment like that, I just like, all right, I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it. So yeah, I wouldn't watch it again. And I think it was probably the worst episode of the season, and because it made me look back on the rest of the season and see, like the Cypher thing, like we saw that coming so long ago, and then even within the show, for that to seem, they're trying to make it seem like it was a big reveal, like everybody hadn't figured that out already. So it was kind of a step backwards with the rest of the season. So I'm only going to give it a 5. It was average at best.
Yeah, for as well as the writing has been all season so far, this really kind of fell flat in a lot of ways. I mean, the big reveal was foreshadowed so much so early on in the season. It wasn't a shocking moment like I thought they thought it was going to be. Yes. It wasn't like that. But was it still a pretty good episode? Yes. Was it what we would expect from the penultimate episode of a season? Did I say it correctly?
You did. Good job.
Yes.
You get a treat.
It's almost as if they needed, like Dave said, some extra scenes to get us to that season finale. And they kind of put this stuff together and are like, well, let's give them the big reveal at the end of this one to bring them all back next week. And it just kind of fell flat. It wasn't really as good. As much as I've been into this season and how much I've enjoyed it, this just felt like it reverted back to season 1 and how it was then. And I hope the season finale does not go the same way, because I think we've been getting some great acting from a lot of people, and I think this was leading to a good place. Even though the big twist was revealed early, I think we could still have, even though we think we know what's coming, a really good season finale, which could lead into the final season of The Boys. So I really hope they do a good job next week, because this one was not it. I'm going to give it a 5.5. It was a little better than average, but it definitely was, as Dave said, the worst episode of this season.
You know, weirdly enough, this is going to sound strange, but I kind of disagree with you two. So, while I did nitpick the hell out of this, and yes, I absolutely...
I like that you came back, Dave.
I came back for the absolutely.
Well, I definitely, like Dave said, we all saw that reveal coming. That was not the twist that I think the writers thought it would be. And yeah, I nitpicked the hell out of it. There was a lot of things that were a little dumb, didn't quite make sense. It felt rushed. It felt like a much shorter episode. But I don't think this was the worst episode. Honestly, I kind of liked this episode more than the previous one. It was nice to see Giancarlo Esposito in the last one, but I don't know, it felt like not much happened in the last one other than Tentacle Mouth. Like, not a lot happened. It was a lot more boring compared to this one. This one, it felt like they actually had the comedy a little bit back on track. They got the story back on track. I did like seeing... Again, everybody seems dumb. Nobody seems to realize, like, what a stupid move it is to, like, go up against Cypher, especially when he literally announces, like, he's been doing this the entire season. He's literally looking at the camera and announcing, this is my evil plan and this is how I'm going to beat you. And it's like they're not hearing it. So, yeah, every single character is dumb, and Maria's overpowered. I guess I've come to accept that. But that aside, I did really enjoy this episode. I like the fact that we finally get Godolkin, out of his tube, out of pretending to be Cypher. I did chuckle a little bit at the fact that the Cypher body was really just some dude named Doug who got fired from a like. First off, how do you get fired from a blockbuster? Do you forget to rewind the tapes? Like, what did he do?
He was playing in like an R-rated movie during the day when kids were coming in.
And how long was he? How long has he been possessed by him?
Oh, I had to have been since the 90s at the latest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Blockbuster was around.
Yeah, exactly. So I would guess probably 80s. That's what I'm thinking, sometime around that point. Because if you think about it, that was when the accident happened, right? That's when I think so, right? Wasn't that when the fire was?
They said in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, that would be my assumption, that this must have happened in the 80s. That he, I don't know how he was able to come across this dude. Again, another weird thing unexplained that we just have to suspend our disbelief. But, Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what it was. It's hard to put into words, but I did still enjoy this episode. This is one that I would go back and rewatch. I enjoyed it. As strange as that sounds, even though I nitpicked the hell out of it, I liked it. It was fun. It felt more fun than last week's episode to me. So I'm actually going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Wow,
I know.
that's something.
Yeah.
I have a question that you just brought something up. Is the Godolkin now, is he going to act the same as Cypher did?
I would assume
was that
yes.
Yeah,
personality?
I would assume so.
I
He's
think
probably
that
still
was-
going to monologue at the camera, and we already saw him, chain choke that diaper boy to death,
Uh-huh.
The only
which
thing he
is
won't
totally in
do
his wheelhouse.
is like stab himself and everything else because this is his real body and not poor Doug's.
Have you guys? I don't know if you guys have noticed because you're not named Doug, but that seems to be showing up in shows and movies a lot more lately.
Are you seriously going to talk to someone named Keith that your name is coming up too much?
Okay, all right, fair. But so I watched that online channel Dropout for their improv and stuff. I like their show Make Some Noise, which is basically like Whose Line Is It Anyway? So they did a prompt that was about if you want to like move to tangent time real quick. The prompt was one of the characters that always shows up. His name is Brennan Lee Mulligan, and his prompt was a very specific campaign ad targeted at one individual. And so he starts off and he says, he's like acting like he's congratulating himself for winning this mayoral election. And then he looks in the camera and he says, "But Doug, you didn't vote for me, and I want to know why, dude. Come on, buddy. Doug, even your wife voted for me." And I'm like, the fuck, man? What is going on here? Like, what is happening? And then I watched this episode of Gen V, and the cipher is Doug, and I'm like, what is happening? Why? And then like there was something else like not that long ago, like a Doug popped up in something. In a Rick and Morty episode, there was a Doug, and I'm like, what is going on? Why are Dougs popping out of the woodwork all of a sudden?
Hey,
That's a weird thing I noticed.
at least the game Roy 2 isn't named after you.
That's true. Roy too. Dave.
Hey, yeah. So just
I like to think that there's got to be some like alien out there that thinks that's a very exotic name.
Well, to an alien, it certainly would be.
I guess so. Flimflorp. Which Flimflorp? There's a lot of us.
What was ET's name on his home planet? Gleeglorp?
I think it was like
Kleborg. Kleborg.
Kleborp. Okay, yes. That's
With
right
only
because
one
you
glowing
change your
finger.
you change your name on Zoom to that every now and again.
I do.
Yeah.
Kleborg.
Well, that was a good tangent time. Thank
that
you
was
for
a great tangent time.
thank you for.
So
for,
do we have any news
allowing
and
me.
notes from other parts of the universe?
We do. We have some MCU news and notes.
Boo.
In a little thing we're going to call, is this one BS or not?
It's BS.
So this first one is from James Mack, who I've seen he's gaining popularity as a scooper on the socials. I don't know if he's ever gotten anything right, but he has the same bravado of every other scooper that is online. And he, according to him,
unearned confidence?
yes. He says that Teyona Paris, Latasha Lynch, Kelsey Grammer, Patrick Stewart, and another X-Men actor in a quick cameo are filming additional scenes for Avengers Doomsday to continue the post-credits scene from the Marvels.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Sure. Why not?
But that almost seems to me like somebody guessing what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it definitely
Not-
sounds like a guess.
Not an actual scoop.
No. No, that
I hope-
sounds like if I also had to guess, Keith, I would say that's probably correct. Like I could see them doing that. That sounds very MCU. But also I wouldn't be disappointed if it didn't happen. Like I'm not hyped to see it. I'd be happy, but I'm not gonna like be all bummed if they didn't do it. That just sounds like something. Sure, yeah, the MCU might do that. MCU might do that. It sounds like something they would do, but if they didn't, okay.
It seemingly was the most doomsday oriented post credit scene that we've gotten outside. Well, the Thunderbolts one with the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four ship is there too. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure something like that is going to happen, even though those actors weren't announced. Not all of them were announced to be in a movie. I could see something like that happening. And now we have
But
one
maybe
more.
they're not in the movie, but you're saying they're just in the post-credit scene to set up the Secret Wars.
No,
Is that
no,
what you're
no,
saying?
no. He said they're going to be in the movie, continuing the post-credit scene from the Marvels.
Right. That's why I was saying maybe they're just in the post-credit scene because they weren't announced, and so they were just setting up the following.
The only reason I wouldn't see them being in a post-credit scene is because it seems like the X-Men from that universe are going to be fighting the Avengers from the 616. So I think all of that is coming to head in Doomsday. It won't be saved till.
I have a very mild to lukewarm take here. It seems like every single rumor that comes out surrounding Doomsday or Secret Wars, it almost seems like both of these movies are already bloated sacks of shit. Excuse my language, and they just keep shoving more into it, and it's like it's ready to burst. Like the seams are unraveling, and they're like, no, put more characters. We need even more characters. It needs to be bigger than Endgame. And I feel like that's what all of these rumors are. And I know that everybody's getting hyped because when they see the rumor that has their favorite character, they're like, oh, I'm going to be so excited when I see my character for all of 2 seconds on screen because there's 8,000 goddamn characters at this point.
It's
They're
just
all
going
in
to be all the characters standing next to each other with a camera going past them for 2.5 hours.
Exactly. Yes, that is what I foresee happening, Keith. You've hit the nail on the head because there's just too many. I don't understand how any movie can focus on this many people. We've been getting rumors about these movies like going back to last year, and they just keep adding more and adding more and adding more. I don't even know what these movies are about anymore other than characters and cameos.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. When you have all these characters and actors and you're so
What is
excited
the
about it,
story about?
what's the plot?
I don't
Exactly.
even know anymore. You're calling
The
it
most
Doomsday.
important
I
part.
assume Doom is going to show up, but get in line, I guess.
The most
But-
important part is the story.
The fact that the Russos are doing it and they've gotten the writers from Infinity War and Endgame makes me hope that they are smart enough to be like, listen, this cannot just be a cameo appearances one after another. We need to have
I
something
hope
put
not.
together, coherent, to really make it good. Because I think we've seen the box office for superhero movies as of late has not been what it once was. And if they think they're just going to bring people in based on every character showing up in it, they're going to be very disappointed when the box office for this comes out. I'm hoping, once again, we're not insiders. We
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
no.
anything about going on. I am just hopeful that they're putting together a great story. You know, getting Robert Downey Jr. back and probably paying him a boatload of money to be Doom.
Yeah,
Make it good, please. Make it interesting. Make it fun.
That was for me. Like I know this is so old news at this point. Like they made that reveal so long ago, but for me, when they announced that, my hype level for Doomsday dropped to like -1. I'm just like, what are you guys even doing at this point? Like, I feel like I know we've said this before, but it seems like a lot of these studios, they get the wrong feedback. They misunderstand what made a movie good. Like the thing that I think the three of us really liked about No Way Home was the story. It was the emotion behind it. The fact that, you know, Peter. We have been wondering this version of Peter in the MCU. What is going to, what really drove him to, have that moment of great power comes great responsibility. And, it turns out this Aunt May character that we've, grown to love over all of these movies because it wasn't just a scene, but it was like they took the wrong thing away. And like Sony instantly, their thing was, oh, we need to do another movie with more cameos. And I almost feel like the MCU is doing the same thing. I think they're misunderstanding what people liked about Infinity War and Endgame. And I hope that's not the case. I know that you said that the Russos will hopefully be smarter and they'll take away the right example. But I just keep thinking that these studio executives are going to be like, no, 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 change this. We need more people in it.
I hope you're wrong, because we do know
I
about
hope I'm
studio,
wrong too.
we do know about
really
studio
hope I'm wrong.
interference, and we know how much they can impact a movie. And the one thing I always think about when I see all of these rumors about, I'm like, they're not being officially announced. It's people sitting at their house going, I bet these characters are in it too. They got to be in there, right? We're going to have the Eternals, the Guardians, the X-Men, the Avengers,
exactly.
the Fantastic Four. We're going to have every villain that lived and even the ones that died show up. It's going to be great. And there are people who would think that is great if they just had every actor possible show up. And that's not the case.
New scoop. All of a sudden, the camera moves to the left, and the unaired Fantastic Four movie from the 90s, we see those characters, and everybody cheers.
Did you know that the actors from that unaired 90s Fantastic Four movie were in Fantastic Four First Steps?
I did not know that.
Yeah, one of when they're showing all the people thanking the Fantastic Four, like in the little bubbles, they're there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
That would have been cool news.
that is cool. Now, are you ready for the last Doomsday character reveal rumor?
Oh, God. Yeah, go for it. Who else are they sticking in this damn thing?
Herbie will show up in Avengers Doomsday with
Sure.
an upgrade.
Why not? Go ahead. R2-D2, too. Oh, wrong franchise? Who cares?
So
Help me, Iron
Homelander-
Man. You're my only hope.
Okay, that's all the
Not
Doomsday.
Jeff?
What?
Not Jeff the Shark from Marvel Rivals?
Jeff the Land Shark may show up. That's gonna be the post credit scene. He's
I'm
gonna
the name of
start-
Jeff.
And he's
Okay.
dead.
The last MCU. This is news. This isn't a rumor,
Okay.
and it's not about Doomsday.
Okay.
But season 3 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is in development. We will be getting a season 3.
Finally, some actual good news. Cool. Good. That's a good show. I was very pleasantly surprised. If you guys go back and watch our review, which, actually, Keith, is there any way that somebody could go back and watch our old reviews on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
I think they could. If you check the chat, you may see our YouTube channel
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I did not think it was going to be good at first, especially when they first announced it and called it Spider-Man Freshman Year. I'm like, what the heck even is this? It didn't sound like it was going to be good, but boy, did it grow on me, and man, did it have one heck of an ending. Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing more of that.
For me, I think one of the things we were all worried about is it's going to be set in the MCU, and they're going to limit what can really happen because of things that have already happened in the MCU. And they said, you know what? This isn't the MCU. We have free reigns to tell our Spider-Man story.
Do whatever you want.
And it was very entertaining. I'm very happy. I'm hoping season 2, when it comes out, is as entertaining because they did a great job on that show.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they introduced so many characters that they didn't have to develop immediately. They set themselves up for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
They certainly did. And now, this isn't news or anything. This is just, I put together, because I was like, I kept thinking next year is going to be a little light
Okay.
on stuff. Because for DC, we basically have, Lanterns, Supergirl, and Clayface. Is all that's been announced from the DCU for next year. But for Marvel, We now have Wonder Man in January, coming January 27th, 2026. 8 episodes. We don't know if they're going to drop all at once or be a weekly or a couple episode premiere followed by weekly. We don't know how that's going to go. Then in March, it's now been confirmed it'll be March 4th, 2026. We get Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which is great. Summer, we get X-Men 97 Season 2.
Heck yeah.
Then we get Spider-Man Brand New Day at the movies. And then in the fall, we get Spider-Man, or Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. And they're still saying it's the fall of 2026 for Vision Quest. And we don't know when we're getting the Punisher special presentation, except that they have said it's coming in 2026. And then obviously at the end of 2026, we get Doomsday. So I was like, we're actually getting a pretty good amount of stuff in the MCU. I don't know if the next year, for the next year, we know we've heard Daredevil Season 3 and X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man are all supposed to have their third seasons in 2027. So that's good, but we don't know much else. And we know there's only one movie in the MCU in 2027. But the one good thing, too, we're going to be busy in March, gentlemen, because Invincible, the new season, comes out in March also.
Very nice.
So that'll be
How many
good.
episodes this time?
I believe it's 8, just like the others.
And are they gonna keep them all together?
This time they are. They kind of joked about that in the preview, little trailer thing.
Yeah, there will be no mid-season break or whatever they called it. I don't remember yet. But I do hope we hear when that Punisher special presentation is coming, because I always thought it would be before Brand New Day. Like,
I figured it would be too. Is it not?
we don't know. They have not announced when it's going to be. They didn't give us a month or a season. They just said TBD 2026.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would think that it would come out before July.
Especially if Punisher is supposed to appear in Brand New Day, yeah.
Unless, because
Let's
I've always thought it was going to be, whatever happens in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, he gets that special presentation with what happens, and that leads into Brand New Day. But maybe it's the other way. Maybe what happens in Brand New Day leads into the Punisher special presentation.
You know what? In all honesty, Keith, that would probably be the smarter option for Marvel, because we kind of touched on this way back when during I don't think so much WandaVision, but when we were talking about Captain America and Winter Soldier, we had talked about the idea that perhaps the shows they weren't necessary watches. They would be fun additions, but they wouldn't really impact the overall story. Like, if you went to go watch a movie and you hadn't seen one of the shows, there wasn't anything you were going to miss. So I think, actually, if they are sticking with that kind of idea, then it might make more sense to have Brand New Day premiere first, introduce Punisher to people that never saw him on Netflix, maybe didn't watch him before in Daredevil Born Again, and then they have the, afterwards they've got the Punisher special presentation. So from a marketing perspective, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
But this is the MCU, so.
Well, aren't all Punisher movies in the MCU now? Isn't everything previous to the MCU?
Yeah. It's
With
just
all the
part of the
multiverse?
multiverse, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. With them putting 8,362,000 characters in Doomsday. Yeah, sure.
Right. With Thomas Jane coming back and, well, I don't want to say the other one.
Thomas Jane, Thomas Frank, Thomas the Terrain Engine, they're all in there.
Wait, who was the other
Well, who's
Punisher?
the other guy that we're kind of still mourning his death, so I didn't want to bring him up.
By the way, the one other thing we should talk about. I'm gonna get out of the. We'll just go back to our "What's Up, Fellow Nerds."
Okie doke.
I'm sure you guys saw that Tron Ares completely bombed at the box
Bombed.
office.
Yeah. that seems to be a running thing with these Tron movies.
Which is sad because I loved Tron when I was little. The Tron video game was one of my favorite things of all time. I want to go back and watch Tron Legacy because I saw it in 3D when I saw it at the theater and I didn't really like it. But I don't like 3D movies that much. So I want to watch it again and give it another shot. But how is Jared Leto starring in movies?
Still an actor. I know. All of his movies flop.
He has not had like some huge, outside of Fight Club that he was in, that I totally forgot he was in. I don't think he's had one movie that has done well.
No. I have a theory on that. It's because he's cheap.
Oh, that could be.
I
can
think
see
Disney knew. Like, for some reason, I think they've somewhere realized that the Tron franchise is not going to ever make money. None of the Tron movies have done well. So I have a feeling they probably thought, look, we need to up the special effects budget from the last movie. That was already like, that's one of the things. Tron Legacy, the story may not have been great, but the special effects were outstanding. I mean, they were really good. And you had people who hadn't really seen the movie, but they saw some previews or clips from it. And you had companies remaking the light cycles, like actual real life versions of the light cycles, because they really looked friggin' cool. You know, you had people putting on the suits, and creating the Tron suits because, again, that movie looked really cool. Not a great story, but it looked cool. So I could see Disney sitting there thinking, well, we already know the budget is going to be out the window with all the special effects we're going to have to put into this. So we've got to be real cheap with the actors. Okay, well, Jared Leto, he'll do this whole movie for $1 if we don't ask any questions about the noises coming out of his trailer.
Hold on a sec. Dean Cain called. He said he'd do it for 50 cents. No, thank you. We'll pass. Click.
He'll be in the next movie.
Yeah.
And then they're probably thinking, okay, well, what about shoot, we got to get the dude back. Got to get him. Just go put a camera in front of him while he's high. He won't even know.
Just go to his house, get all the footage in one night, and just send it back to us. We'll put him in a green suit so we can put whatever we
Yeah,
want.
exactly. And we'll just fill in the rest later on. Yeah.
Just have him
So-
speak.
So you think we'll actually get some good lines from him? Have you looked at the script? None of the lines are going to be good. Just have him be like, "Hey man, computers or whatever for the users."
It's like
Say
one of the
C-
things he said was the dude abides. That's not even part of this.
Who
Say-
cares?
Say CPU.
Right.
CPU. We'll cut it in with other stuff. We got it. Okay, we're good. I thought you guys were ordering me a pizza, man. It's on the way.
Send him his check.
But yes, I did see it bombed. I was not surprised, and I have no interest in seeing it, mostly because of Jared Leto. But also, does it even follow the previous movie,
I don't think
or are
it
they
does.
pretending like it didn't exist?
Not knowing the answer to that, but I assume it's not following the last movie.
Well, spoilers for those of you that did not see Tron Legacy. One of the main characters died at the end, and yet he shows up apparently in this movie. So,
Yes.
Program. That's the problem. He's a program.
sure, maybe. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't even know. I'll be honest with you guys. I still haven't reactivated Disney Plus yet.
Well, you don't have
I don't
to
know.
until January 27th
Yeah.
for the height of cinematic television excellence.
Yeah.
When-
Well, we'll see about that.
Doug, you haven't seen Aliens last episode.
No, I haven't.
Have you
Was it any
watched
good?
it, Dave?
I watched it, yes.
It was not.
Oh,
I was not a fan of the final episode. It
Yeah. I
is a
don't like how it-
cliffhanger. But the one thing, about 10, 12 minutes in,
mm-hmm.
Boy Genius, Boy Cavalier, was like, I created my first synth when I was 6. And I'm like, here's the
Who is
hidden
that?
synth. And he goes, because my father was such an alcoholic and a bore, I made him a proper English gentleman. And I'm like, that's the synth. The one weird guy, the one super proper dude that is always hanging around. So he turned out to be the hidden synth that Dave always told us there's always one hidden one in every Aliens project. And he was the one. To me, that was the biggest thing about it. Like, the kids took over and locked up like the humans, and they were like, we're in control now. And the alien was like leaning off a cage, kind of looking like half Spider-Man, half something else. And I'm like, this show was so much better than this leading up to that. How did we get to, like, I finished it and I was like, how did we get to that point? I'm like, that really didn't make a lot of sense. Except that they went to season 2.
They ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
You know, they got so many plot lines going, they could have ended with one of those, but they ended with that. And then they all just came out and they're just like, we're free. And it's like, oh, wow. Okay. You're free.
Huh.
To quote John Oliver, cool.
Yeah.
That's great. So, Doug, don't worry about watching it.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like I didn't miss anything.
No. I was so excited to watch it, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm going to finally watch it. And I was like so excited, I'm like, we're probably going to regret not reviewing this on time. And then I watched it, I was like, great.
Dave, did you ever watch Marvel Zombies?
Nope. Never interested in the
Well,
least.
well, Keith bit that bullet for us.
Yeah, you
And
don't need
was
to
it
waste
worth?
No.
Yeah.
It is exactly, it is them wanting to, we got to do something like Endgame and have some big crazy thing here. And, I mean, it just, the story was all over the place. It wasn't the most coherent thing. And I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, that didn't make much sense. Why did they make that choice? Red Guardian was in it, but he wasn't anywhere near as entertaining as he was in Thunderbolts or the What If season. And
Really?
It was.
He was the only good part about the last What If season.
I know that him and the Bucky episode was fantastic, and the rest was. But yeah, Marvel Zombies was not good. Not worth our time to talk about. Not worth your guys' time to watch it. Which was sad. But hopefully, we start getting some better animated projects from Marvel. You know, I think Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and X-Men '97 were definitely good examples of what they should do. And don't worry about what ifs and Marvel Zombies anymore. I mean, the whole multiverse has been a disappointment. Even though there's been a lot of good shows and good movies in it, let's just have good, normal superhero stories. Let's get away from the nostalgia of bringing back old characters or worrying about stuff like that. I mean, the What If was really just... And the first 2 seasons were all right. Third season was trash. But they just start relying too much on, oh, something in another universe is going to be wacky. And, oh, guess what? The character that died in the MCU, he's back with Infinity Stones. Yeah, we're bringing back the Infinity Stones. Because basically at the end of Marvel Zombies, Wanda, who's the queen of the zombies, basically, queen of the dead, wants to steal the Infinity Stones power from the Hulk. The Hulk has absorbed the Infinity Stones to protect them, or something along those lines. And so there's like a big battle at the end. The best part of all of Marvel Zombies was Marshala Ali as Blade being Moon Knight.
As Blade being Moon Knight?
Yes, Blade is the Fist of Khonshu in Marvel Zombies.
Sure, that may as well happen.
It was pretty good. And then the one other scene that they show up at New Asgard and Valkyrie is there, basically telling them to get away. They're not, and Khonshu comes out to talk to her, but no one else can see Khonshu. And that was a pretty funny scene. But it was the same guy. Who was the guy who did the voice of Khonshu in Moon Knight?
F. Murray Abraham.
Yes, he did it for this too, and that was pretty cool. But seriously, the rest of it, like, oh, okay, Wanda wants to get the Infinity Stones power from the Hulk for some reason, who absorb their power to protect them or do something. And oh my God, it was bad. I was very disappointed that I spent like 2 hours watching that crap.
Never interested me whatsoever. I'm more excited to see
Wonder Man.
where.
Oh yeah, me too, Dave.
I was gonna say Werewolf by Night. That was a good show.
Punisher?
Punisher, can't wait to see it.
Speaking of which, I think we tomorrow we should use all of our social media power to say that Werewolf by Night, Elsa Bloodstone, and Man Thing are showing up in Doomsday.
Be awesome.
Sure.
Even if they're in the background.
They're just
know
gonna
what?
run by him and they'll be sitting there like cooking. I'm like,
In
Yeah.
black and white, by the way.
I was gonna say not only that, they'll be in a room, and the room they're in is black and white.
Right. That doesn't make... Shut up. Nobody cares.
it'll get applause in the theater. Okay.
I never had applause. I gave my applause away.
Uh,
Hot fries, everyone. Well, on that note, should we find someone to raid, gentlemen?
I think we should. While we are looking for somebody to raid, I do just want to mention, if you guys want to, like take a look at the list, I do want to mention, we did discuss this, fellow nerds out there. We are not going to be streaming this coming Sunday. It turns out we have kind of a light agenda. We don't really have a whole lot coming out. There's not much to discuss out there. So, here's what I'm going to suggest to all of you fine and wonderful people out there that are watching us. Head over to the YouTube video version of this. All right? Head over to the YouTube video. Get in those comments. Get down in the comments. We want to hear what you want us to watch, what you want us to break down and review. We have a lot of different series. If you guys did not know, we do in focuses. If you don't know what those are, it's where we do a deep dive into a character or an object in the comics. Or we also do back issue breakdowns, if you've seen any of Keith's. We also do a whole bunch of other sorts of topics. We'll do back to the editing room. We do what's next episodes. So, hey, take a look at our back catalog, see, what stuff we've already done, but we want to hear your suggestions. What do you want to see us talk about next? Because, like I said, we've got a couple of open days. We're not going to be streaming this coming Sunday, but after that, we also have, I believe, 3 other Sundays where we don't have anything?
Well, yeah, basically we have next Thursday with Gen V, and then there's nothing really on our docket. So we got to figure out if we're going to do some
Yeah.
horror
Is there an anime that you've wanted us to watch? Is there a show, an older show that you want us to take a look back? Do you want us to re-review a movie that maybe we never did on this channel, or something that we did and you just want to hear us go back to it? Maybe you want us to rewatch season 2 of Loki. I'll watch that again. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Maybe we do a Aliens trail all the way up to the current Aliens movie that's coming out.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
That's not a bad idea.
Tons of ideas out there, and we want to hear what you want to see, right? Because you guys are the one watching us, and we couldn't do this without you, really. We want to hear what you want to see from us. So again, go to the YouTube video, get into the comments, let us know.
And now I just want to, because Doug did mention the back issue breakdowns. We also do back to the editing room. So if there's something you would like us to say how they should have done it, let us know that too. And just so you know, for the back issue breakdowns, starting next Monday, I've already got 2 of these in the can. Probably a better way to say that. But I am doing some back issue breakdowns for Wonder Man. I like to do them with current events coming out. I did some for the Fantastic Four with Galactus before they came out, Daredevil, Born Again, Daredevil with Muse, Werewolf by Night I did back in the day, All-Star Superman, I did all these. So I put a few issues together for Wonder Man. it's comparable to what I did for others. I'm doing Avengers number 9, Avengers number 152, Avengers number 153, Avengers Annual number 6, Avengers number 158, Avengers number 160, Avengers number 161, Avengers number 162, Avengers number 164, Avengers number 165, Avengers number 166, West Coast Avengers Limited Series 1, West Coast Avengers Limited Series number 2, West Coast Avengers Limited Series number 3, West Coast Avengers Limited Series number 4, Iron Man Annual number 9, guest starring the West Coast Avengers, Avengers 273, Avengers 274, Avengers 275, Avengers 276, Avengers 277, and then I'm going to do Avengers West Coast 42, 43, 44, and 45. So just a few.
All
issues.
in one short.
I'm going to talk really fast and get all that out.
Cool.
Thank you for that input, Doug. That's amazing.
You know what? Hold on one second. You know what we're going to
He's
do?
not the best colored guy in the game for everything.
We're going to have a little fun here.
Oh boy.
Oh God, we don't do that, do we?
We do sometimes. Oh. Okay, are you guys ready for a little sneak peek?
At Wonder Man?
Watch your screen.
Okay.
The Masters of Evil's scheme on how to defeat the Avengers. In the news, they see that Simon Williams, money, blames Tony Stark. They agree to help him
By
get
the way,
revenge on Stark. In the
I
Amazon
think I
jungle,
have
they
that
use a
issue.
machine to make him all-powerful. But to keep
In
him
the
under
box we
control,
found.
Zemo poisons him, and only he knows the antidote. They attack the Avengers, where Wonder Man aids the Avengers. He explains the illness, and the Avengers
Hey,
work
that's
to
a cool
find cure.
costume.
The Wasp is taken captive, and the Avengers go to save her. They almost defeat the Avengers until
But you know what would
Wonder
be
Man
even
turns
better
on
is if he had a
Zemo.
leather
His
jacket.
change of heart is due to the Avengers doing all they could to save him. Wonder Man
What was the
dies
code
from
of loyalty?
Zemo's poison. And that is where this issue ends, but keep an eye out for next issue coming soon. And there we go, people. A little preview of our back issue breakdown for Avengers number 9 coming Monday. Be on the lookout, gents. All right, who should we raid, gents?
Well, I see Tiny Valkyr and I see Sarah Jane.
Sari Jane?
Sarah? I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Thirsty
I don't either.
Thursday, Silent Hill 2, or Just Chatting. Let's do Sierra Jane.
All righty.
Silent Hill 2 is a fun game.
That is a
He's
fun
got
game.
a third pronunciation, by the way. I don't know if you
I
heard that.
was terrible at the Silent Hill games. I died all the time.
Never played him.
How rude.
How?
For those of you out there wondering, what is rating? Look, we have explained this to you guys ad nauseum. You should know what rating is by now, but I guess for those of you out there that still do not know, it's just a little something we can do on Twitch where we'll go and visit another channel and hang out. But really, we know that the real part is happening on YouTube. So, for those of you watching us out there on YouTube, please do us a favor. If you liked this video, smash the hell out of that like button. Make sure that you share it with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as we asked you before, get down in those comments. Let us know what you want to see. Comment down below. And of course, we'll see you next time. Not this Sunday, but next time, right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.